Chanting, swearing, and singing of struggle songs in front of heavy police presence. This was the volatile situation at Sebokeng Hospital during the third day of NEHAWU National Strike for Wages on Wednesday, the 8th of March 2023. According to the Sedibeng Regional Secretary of NEHAWU, Simamkele Takane, this strike is about the year 2022 and the year 2023 salary increment. Takane said during their negotiations with the employer, who is the national government in 2022, the government negotiated with workers in bad faith and thus went on to implement an increase of 3%, which was not the figure wanted by the employees.
We are dealing with the issue of the salary increase for 2022-2023, which shows that workers are still reasonable. Workers are still reasonable. And majorly, we are fighting against the undermining of the bargaining processes by the ruling government. They redress against the workers. And we are not going to sit idle as NEHAWU and watch that being urinated on. We are a worker-led union. We are mandate-driven. We cannot turn back on what the workers want.
Takane said the workers are now demanding a 10% salary increment, and if their demands are not met by the government, the strike will continue indefinitely, and this will affect many South African communities in a bad way.
We are open to negotiations, as we were at the beginning of the negotiations. But now, because of the arrogance of the employer, we say we want 10%, no negotiations.
When we arrived at the scene, some of NEHAWU workers had blocked the main entrance to the hospital and searching all the cars coming in and going out to ensure that not even a single of their workers had gone to work unnoticed. Speaking to some people who had come to fetch their loved ones from the hospital, they said the situation was very bad inside the hospital, as patients had no food, no doctors, no nurses, and the hospital's pharmacy was also closed.
We had engaged the employer 7 days before the strike and served them with a notice to strike and gave an opportunity to engage within that 7 days. They again shown their arrogance and their ignorance, because now we are sitting with a situation that they want to blame unions for the lack of services in public institutions, whereas they were afforded an opportunity by the unions, to be specific, by NEHAWU to be specific, that they can come and engage to make sure that service delivery is not impacted by the strike, but they chose not to use that opportunity.
Security officers at the hospital's main gate had denied us access to the hospital, saying the management was not available to speak to the media. However, while at the scene, a group of pregnant patients came fuming at the main gate to voice out their grievances about the strike situation.
What are your frustrations? La pepisana self.
Qualified for Pepisana. I got to
Some of these pregnant patients are due to deliver their babies anytime from now, while some were actually reported to have been actually delivering at the time of speaking to these pregnant women. Who will help them deliver when there is not even a single worker in the hospital? These are some of the frustrations they voiced to us. They had just one plea: let the striking workers allow at least 3 nurses to come work inside the hospital so that they can be able to help at the maternity ward, because some patients were already helping deliver babies without having any experience of doing this. These pregnant patients also alleged that the striking workers had earlier came inside the hospital and started assaulting the 3 nurses who were working with Shambox. These are some of the gruesome details voiced by these pregnant and desperate patients who were hoping that the media will help spread their frustrations to the authorities. However, this was not the end of bad news. As we're waiting at the entrance, a car came out of the hospital with 2 ladies and 1 elderly man who had just been fetched by his family, and this is what they had to say.
Patient okay, kupa ulibotsa fela umal bitso.
Ke zotwa Gatebe.
Okay.
Ke dula Everton North.
Everton North.
Ke samela usisitoki tshehle.
Okay, na tlola Ntate mo. Oh, Ntate Gatebe. Because hauna
thuso. O dutse mona ha thole dijo, ha thole thuso. Jwale re decide lo re monke.
Okay. Papa wena ka reng, how was the situation ka hare? To put 6. I didn't quit this emotion.
One, I think.
2. So do you robeti di bete fe?
Bana ba ipanta se bana o bodile ka mo.
Okay, thank you so much, Mama. Okay.
The Sebokeng Regional Secretary of NEHAWU, Simamkele Takane, denied all the allegations made by patients that some working nurses were being assaulted and that the patients were being turned away by the striking workers.
So would you confirm the allegations that there are patients that are being turned away because of the strike?
That's new to me.
Okay.
I can vouch on the fact that our members as NEHAWU are not turning anybody back.
Okay.
If you've also taken time to look at the gate, you'll see people going into the hospital and coming out. Then how do people substantiate that people were turned back for services? Of course, workers are outside. Majority of the workers are outside. It is not the union's prerogative to make sure that the staff inside. It is the management prerogative, which was afforded opportunity to engage unions on the issue of essential services determination. They chose to ignore that process.
As things stand, it seems as if a solution to this impasse will never be found anytime soon.
100% of the staff in the hospitals within Sebokeng are outside work. Not because they were forced to go outside, but because they understand the cry of NEHAWU. They understand that they stand to benefit out of the industrial action that NEHAWU has initiated.
Our attempt to get a comment from the Sebokeng Hospital spokesperson, Lerato Sedulawesi, were not successful, as our calls to her phone were never answered.
The employer has the power to end the impasse. The government must come to the table and listen to the cries of the workers. We have families to feed. The communities that we are serving are our families that are also dependent on us financially and service-wise. The government must play its role and start respecting the working class and start respecting the communities that are being served by the working class.
So